On this week's ikaricast, our E3 predictions.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Super Nintendo Chalmers.
Welcome to the ikaricast. Here, as always, is me, your host, Fighter Couch, recording on Saturday, June 1st, 2013. About E3. Pre-E3.
Yay.
Like I said, I'm Fighter Couch. Here is my co-host who hasn't been here for a while. Welcome back, 16-bit Jeff.
For those of you who are asking, yes, I am not dead. I am thankfully alive, and I cannot wait to do this episode.
So this time, my usual is Jeff. Seraph isn't here. He's at Philly Wizard World, actually. So
Lucky.
we should see a lot of coverage of that over at the Broken Infinite. And it isn't just me and 16-bit Jeff. We have 3 guests this time.
Yep.
Please welcome in. Go ahead.
If you're going to say welcome, sure, I'll introduce myself ahead of time. But yeah, I'm Double RPG, the host of the 4DS podcast from Got Game. I'm also a prominent member on YouTube where I do Let's Plays, reviews of video games, as well as reviewing the current Ninja Turtles cartoon that is on Nickelodeon at the moment. And been a very avid fan of the comic book that's from IDW, but maybe I'll be doing something like that in the future. But yeah, I'm an entertainment connoisseur.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who's going to have to go up against that? Because that's a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah, it is.
All right, let me try. Hey, everyone, I'm Doctor from the Ass Backwards Anime Podcast. I also run Jessica and Someone Podcast, One Podcast Prevails, and one of the proud, I guess, executive producers of, Dropping the X, an unofficial Hunter x Hunter podcast, and the Always Rational K-Pop podcast. Definitely starting up another one soon. That's going to be for later. But yeah, I'm here. I'm doing things. And
You said your podcast is Ass Backwards?
yes, the Ass Backwards Anime Podcast. So that's gets good on the internet.
What kind of anime is Ass Backwards? I would assume a lot, but hopefully not a lot.
There's a lot, but it's mainly us describing it. We usually shorten it as the SSAA podcast.
Oh, okay. I see what you're going for.
Sorry?
I'm done.
You know, ABP, that's an anagram for the Professional Bull Riding Association, or, the bull riding, whatever it is that's on TV. But anyway, I'm off topic with video games. So don't mind me.
And I'm Steven Lajr. I am the co-host of Next Gen Podcast with 16-Bit Jeff. And I'm also the other half of the Under Polaris project. We're a video game-inspired group. Right now we do music, and we're going to do hopefully some more down the line. But, yeah, very big video game stuff. And that's all I got, so...
I know, you compared to, Kyle and Doc, I'm just like, well, I don't do a lot.
Hey, at least I'm on that same boat, Steve, so don't feel bad.
Our resumes are short.
Doc, it seems your career is podcasting. Wow.
Hey, Doc.
Ah.
You don't have an evil AI within your brain that give you a double personality, do you?
No. No,
Okay, that's good. I didn't want to think what's his name was going to cause a ruckus on this podcast, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Sure.
Red versus blue.
I got you. Don't worry.
Oh, I get it now. That
Yeah.
boomerang. Got me back in the head, but I got it.
Okay, sorry. I just like jokes every now and then.
It's cool. We're like that.
Yay!
Well, we've got this colorful, right? I'll go with colorful.
This is going to be a fun
Colorful
episode, I can tell.
Group of characters, because to talk about E3. But before that, we're going to go with what we've been playing, watching, reading, and then take a break, and then you'll hear us talk about E3. Jeff, what have you been playing, reading, and watching? I'm going with you first because it's been so long with you.
Oh, wow.
And of course, you don't have to literally think about the past.
No. Recently, I've been reading a lot. I've been rereading the recent Legend of Zelda compendium. The
Hyrule Historia.
Yeah, Hyrule Historia. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Really good book, and as well as also been reading the History of Sonic the Hedgehog that was recently released by Pixin Love with Udon Comics. That's another good book I highly recommend. I also been rereading Flashpoint by Jeff Johns, and I still think it's one of the better DC events that has recently happened, to be honest. And another book that I recommend from Jeff Johns is Batman Earth 1.
Good book.
If I would say that if Scott Snyder decided to leave later down the road, I would like to see Jeff Johns take the mantle of writing the main Batman comics, because I personally think he would do a good job. And of course, the TMNT line of comics that have been done by IDW. In fact, I would say that's really been one of the best reboots of a franchise I've seen in a very long time. What I have been playing, not a lot of console, but what I have been playing on console is, ironically enough, the re-release of Mega Man X for the Wii U Virtual Console.
Nice.
Thank you. Hey, at least someone cares about Mega Man besides Capcom.
Of course. We all do. Come on, Capcom, get a new game on, please.
Yeah, most definitely. But besides a console, really I've been playing much, and I've been playing more portable. Like, the games I've been playing a lot portable-wise have been on, like, my 3DS, like with Pokemon Soul Silver, Fire Emblem Awakening. I'm starting to be playing a little bit more about Kid Icarus Uprising, and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
How is that?
Dark Moon, really good.
Good to hear.
Like, seriously, it's way, way better than the original, and I love the original, mind you. But
Very linear.
very linear, yes, but I like it. It's more focused on puzzle elements
Uh-huh.
to some degree. But besides that, like I said, I haven't really been doing much. I've been more ecstatic for E3, because this is like our Christmas as gamers. You know what I mean?
Oh, boy. Yeah.
But that's it for me.
Well, all right, Steve. It's also been forever, which
Yeah.
and that includes what you've been reading, watching, or playing. So
Yeah. Well, playing right now, I'm playing a lot, but the one game that's grabbing my attention right now is off the new Humble Bundle. I'm playing a lot of Hotline Miami, and I absolutely love it. Fantastic game. Really, really love it. Just beat it last night, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Reading, I picked up Masters of Doom, which is a biography on John Carmack, John Romero, the start of id Software, and they started from doing games like Catacombs and all that, all the way to the downfall of Ion Storm and everything. It's a good book. Watching, not much. I was watching Xena last night with Shannon. She's the other half under Polaris, was watching that, and that show is awesome.
Warrior Princess?
Still a fun show. Still a very fun show.
Well, this is what
my parents are huge fans of that show. They watch it all the time on
yeah.
Netflix, all the time.
Can you actually do the scream?
Let me give it a shot. That's all I got.
That was actually pretty close, though.
That was good.
Wow, my ears,
Exactly.
Sorry.
my headphones.
That's all right.
It's
And I'm gonna go with
zany.
The best part is watching it when Netflix the subtitles on, and when they actually try to write it out, and it's like AY, just written across the screen.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Guess it just leaves you, Doctor. What you been up to?
What I've been up to, reading, let's see, I guess I'll start with playing. I was, like, seconds before we started recording, I was actually in the middle of playing Borderlands 2. Mainly trying out the new Psycho character. It's very fun to play. I think I just finished the main playthrough of the main story, first playthrough. What I'm watching, I just watched like the third episode of Galileo Season 2, which is a Japanese drama. It's think of it like Mythbusters, but if the Mythbusters were solving mysteries.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's basically this physicist is sort of like kind of helps this detective solve cases using science.
That's kind of fun. Well, where's this on?
It's in Japanese television, so you have to find methods to get most of these dramas. Sadly,
Gotta find that.
It's second season just started airing, or at least it's still airing. Or I think it's almost done. So yeah, if you check it out, it's a very very fun show. Let's see. Besides that, am I reading anything right now? Not at this moment. No, I don't think I have anything else. But that's kind of it. And I guess Inazuma 11. I'm still watching that. Ah, that's a fun show. Guys don't understand how fun soccer is.
Soccer?
Yes.
The way you described it to me that one time, I was like, that sounds like the most epic show ever. Like,
yeah. Like that, but they decided to what are you going to do now that you have stands and you have Saint armor? We're going to go to the world tournament, and everything's going to break after this.
Yeah, Whose Line Is It Anyway is still my ultimate show.
I love that show.
Oh, speaking of which, you got Doc and Steve. You do know that show's making a comeback this summer, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Very excited
Aisha
for that.
Tyler is going to be hosting that.
Yeah.
That I did not know. That's a good host.
Oh yeah, she's great. Like if you listen to her podcast, Girl on Guy, she had mentioned a couple times that she's.
I
gonna
didn't
be hosting.
like that.
I
I gotta
think
check that out.
It's a very nice podcast. She interviews a lot of good people.
And she's going to be the host for the Ubisoft press conference at E3 again this year.
Hooray!
that,
I'm okay with
yes. I'll look
Hey.
forward to that.
Better than not having Tobuscus. Let me just say
Oh,
that.
Well, let's just hope she's not that drunk when
Tobacco.
coming out on stage. Like,
No, let her be drunk. Let her be
Totally.
drunk. She was fine.
Yes. Yes. But
Well,
we'll get more into that
well, yes.
later with the main.
So that's all, Doc?
That's it. Yeah, that's kind of it.
Felt like Bugs Bunny saying that. But,
meh, what's up, Doc?
but
I don't get it enough.
But all right, let's see. What have I been?
I knew he should have taken left on Albuquerque.
Be nice, Stinker.
Not a bad impression.
But anyway,
All right, I'll get to what I've been playing, watching, reading. Let's see. What have I been reading? I've been reading mostly Marvel stuff. I've gotten some new DC books given to me. I just haven't actually read them yet. That includes Earth 2. I was just like, all right, whatever. And Superman, I haven't gotten the latest one yet. Marvel, pretty much everything's in Marvel. Like, there's all new X-Men, Uncanny Avengers,
ooh, uncanny.
Cable and X-Force.
Cable.
Cause
How is that?
from what Frankie told me, and I just got it now, so I'm going to read it. Like, some major stuff happens in the latest Cable and X-Force that ties into what Scott is doing. So that seems like if you're really into this whole mutant debacle and Red Skull deal, you might want to read Cable and X-Force, the latest one, anyways.
The reason why I was asking, because when it comes to the Marvel Now books, I'm reading little to none. Like, the only ones I've been really focused on are Superior Spider-Man, Avenging Spider-Man, which is going to be known as Superior Team Up in a couple months, and both Uncanny Avengers and All New X-Men.
Yeah, all new X-Men. That's the other one I've been reading.
Like,
Yeah.
those are the only books I really read, to be honest.
Thunderbolts isn't so bad.
Well, that and Daredevil and Thunderbolts. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
But Marvel side things, and then there's the indie stuff which I've been reviewing, like Aspen Comics, Executive Assistant Assassins. I just reviewed the latest one. That one is a new story arc, different artist. The previous artist, I freaking thought he was great, and then they get this new artist, and I'm just like, oh wait, never mind. This is just as good, if not better. And again, with Executive Assistant Assassins, you look at the cover, and if you don't know what it is, it's about these women who are like, they help corporate people with their assassins, and they're all hot. And you look at it, you're just like, this seems to be dumb. Like, come on.
That'd be
Then-
like
and
that'd
then-
be like the premise of an anime.
Exactly, but then you read it, and you're like, wait a minute. Character development? I wasn't expecting this.
And a manga?
No, it's a Western comic.
Oh,
Aspen's developer.
oh no, it's just, I thought you were talking about manga. Sorry about that.
No, the only manga I've read lately was École du Ciel, or École... How do you pronounce it, Doc? The one that Mikimoto wrote for Gundam.
Oh shoot! I never knew how to pronounce that.
Me neither.
Random Japanese phrase.
No, it's French.
It's
École
French.
du Ciel or something. School
Du
of the Sky or something like that.
École du Soleil.
And
I
then
don't know.
they're like, oh yeah, Tokyo Pop's dead. Well,
Oh, that's-
dang.
Oh, don't get me started. Oh yeah, that's what I was reading. I was reading the Fullmetal Panic novels.
There you go.
Oh, they need to get on the ball with making that last season anime.
Any more? Please, more. Good animation, please.
I love Full Metal Panic.
Last thing I've been reading was another indie comic, Action Labs this time, and I reviewed that.
Ooh.
Ghost Town #2. Ghost Town is pretty interesting. It's got time travel, but it's not like how you'd think. They can only send objects through time, and terrorists are using time travel to send nukes in the future, and you don't know when the nuke is going to show up. And they blew up Washington, D.C.
Interesting.
Oh, dang.
That's
So-
what we call luck.
That comic, if you want something different that isn't superheroes or whatever, it's just like people living with fear of like they don't know when they're gonna get blown up.
Yeah.
And it's all character development. There's action still in it, of course. Pick that up. Ghost Town
Okay.
from Action Lab. As for watching, Jeff, do I watch anything anymore?
That's a good question. Do you?
Majestic Prince is about it. Because Valve Rave, I might go back into it to laugh at it. I don't know. Watching Majestic Prince Gargantia, that's the one everybody seems to agree on the mecha shows. Because apparently, Doc, I was saying this, I was like, it seems people agree Gargantia's good, but when it comes to Majestic Prince and Valve Rave, there's fighting.
Still, I don't know. They're fun. I don't care.
I know, they're both fun. Like, I don't outright hate Valve Rave like our
Most people.
co-host Seraph outright hates it.
Oh wow.
And so does our guest from last week, Voodoo. He said in that in the episode he was on, he dropped it. I'm still gonna watch it. I'm probably gonna watch Majestic Prince first, but I'm still gonna watch Valve Rave. And I think that's it for watching, because Netflix, I've been watching random stand-up specials. And then I've been playing Mass Effect Trilogy. I just started 3 because I beat 1 and 2, but then all of a sudden I got Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and I just got sidetracked. Like, I need to train.
You just train that brain and muscles.
I need to train in Tekken Tag, and then Blaze Blue came out for free on PlayStation Plus, and I'm like, I need to train in that again. Matter of fact, when I got that game, I tweeted to Bullet Beast and to Voodoo. I said, "Hey guys, I got my car back," and I tweeted them a picture of Jin riding the ice car.
Nice.
Gene Cosmo.
And
It's probably a good thing that you stopped at Mass Effect 3, because I don't know how you will feel about that. I'm fine with
I'm
it,
probably
but
gonna still finish it, but I'm just too sidetracked by fighting games now.
I'm just kind of curious what your reaction is gonna be when you get to that ending.
And then I've been playing Sleeping Dogs most recently because I got the DLC that came out. Like, finally, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy the Zodiac Tournament DLC. Friggin' awesome! Wish I got that DLC sooner. It's basically Enter the Dragon, you know, pretty much.
Nice.
They even put the cheesy 70s music and the film grain on it and everything.
It's all super dumb. It's great.
Nice.
It sounds so dumb, it's awesome. Like, about that Zodiac Tournament, though, like, that stuff is tough. Like, even with me beating the game and having gotten all the Jade statues, and I got all the melee fighting upgrades, it still said, you may want to upgrade some more. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Aren't I already upgraded? Oh, okay. Like, this can't be that tough. And I'm like, I never died, actually, but it actually was tougher than you think.
Have you
Really?
Have you got to Unknown yet?
To who?
Unknown.
Oh, Tekken Tag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How cheap is she?
Mad. Right, Jerry? Mad.
Like, cause
Oh, I just wanted to see what your reaction was.
I mean, I still beat her, but it's like the fact that you have to keep hitting her until even her red health goes down, like with True Ogre. And I'm like, what is this? Just die already.
Yeah, I got me the Wii U edition, so...
Yes, I'll probably get that next.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping they'd make a new Tekken game, but they would kind of had that emphasis with that, gamepad functionalities where you can, use the graffiti on your characters to kind of customize them. But since now it's Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Wii U edition, the whole thing is kind of more of an afterthought now.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I'm done with what I've been reading, watching, playing. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll go into...
Whoa.
What?
You did not get to me.
I didn't?
No.
Oh, you kept talking over.
Oops.
Dude. I thought you did.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, what I've been reading, I'm kind of in the same boat as Jeff. When reading the IDW comics of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I got me the 5th volume of chapters 17 through 20, where it involves the Turtles going on Planet Neutrino to help the Neutrinos fight against Krang and his army from Dimension X. And I gotta say, it was from what I've experienced, it was actually a very heartwarming and just very emotionally gripping storyline. Well, within that story arc where the Turtles go to that planet. I mean, it does introduce the Neutrinos from the 1987 show, Dask, Zack, and Kala, who were introduced in episode 4 in season 1 of the 1987 show. And it's just the whole war that the Turtles helped them fight off the Krang. It's very, very emotionally gripping and complex, because when you take a look at Krang when compared to the 1987 show, Krang in the IDW comic, he is more of an asshole than the original. Yeah, he's really that dark of a villain.
Is it in the comics?
Yep.
Yeah, in the comics, he's really that dark and deep as a villain. I mean, he's more of a villain that has more purpose rather than just there for the comedic gags. I mean, sure, they kind of portray him to be there with purpose at the beginning, but then, of course, with the show's popularity, when it kept going on, they kept dumbing down both Shredder and Krang, obviously. But the IDW comic, based on what I read, it's just, oh man, this is really great stuff. And the art direction from Ben Bates was actually really good. I didn't like the art direction that they used for 13 through 16, the chapters, because I really like the guy who did the art style for chapters 1 through 12, and I thought that was really good. But I understand why they used the art style in 17 through 20, because they wanted to make the comic have more tie-in to the cartoon that's on Nickelodeon. Kind of like having those bandages on their feet and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about the Mega Man style feet in the comic, but nah. But other than that, yeah, it's really good, and I'm really looking forward to picking up Volume 6 whenever that comes out, because that's the one that's going to bring about the introduction of the City Fall arc, which I think is going on right now within the comic. And yeah, it's just I definitely have high hopes that this comic is actually going to be really good in the long run. So yeah, that's what I've been reading. As far as what I've been watching, going back to Ninja Turtles, I've been still watching the cartoon from Nickelodeon, and even though I'm doing the reviews, but I watched episode 21. It's called Karai's Vendetta, and that's the episode where they give April O'Neil more character development, and they actually do manage to portray her more as a stronger female character than most of the other incarnations that we've seen of her. Well, it's not to say the same that, the others were strongly developed. That's totally untrue, because they were strongly developed. But for them to do it this early, I think there's a lot on April O'Neil's part that we're going to be seeing within the show for however long they plan on, keeping it rolling along. But I think they portrayed her really nicely. I mean, I'm liking how Nickelodeon is very diverse and developing characters that are both male and female to be strong. I mean, they're kind of taking a page from Joss Whedon with what he did with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, as well as like the Avengers and that kind of stuff. But yeah, but of course I watched episode 22 with the Pulverizer returns, and of course it has that fake hero wannabe returning again, but too bad he meets an ultimate fate by becoming a mutant that I won't spoil, which I'm pretty sure that most of you probably already know who that mutant is, and he is actually a character from the original animated show.
Is it Bebop?
No, it's not Bebop or Rocksteady. It's actually one of the more lesser known ones, but is kind of I guess you could say he's kind of infamous for his character design. Basically, he's the character that has arms and legs that are like on the outside parts of a jar with mutagen in the center, and they dub him Mutagen Man.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, that's basically the fate of the character in that show, Pulverizer, because Pulverizer was just, my God. Of course, there's got to be at least one character that's got to be the monkey wrench, and obviously it's that one dude who wants to try to be like the Ninja Turtles because he admires them, and he's about the same age as they are, and I find that to be kind of corny for them to have somebody like that, because usually you would have a kid who would like to be an admirer because they would like to try to be the ones to help them out. So that would actually make more sense. But someone that's close to their age or a little older than them, yeah, that's kind of a I don't know. It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But I do like the voiceover that they have, Roger Craig Smith, for the Pulverizer. So I guess I can't complain. At least there's one good quality about his character. But other than that, nah, the guy's a total monkey wrench. But yeah, that's what I've been watching. And as far as what I've been playing Kirby Superstar Ultra on the DS. Well, I'm playing on my 3DS, as well as Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D, as well as Mega Man X on the Wii U Virtual Console. But probably the one that I've been playing the most, aside from the media preview demo of The Last of Us, which I'm definitely looking forward to, and I gotta give a special FU to Sony for shutting down the limited edition pre-orders 2 weeks early, because I wanted to get that. I wanted to upgrade my standard edition to a limited edition, but obviously I was too late. So yeah, but anyway, getting back to my point, the one game that I've actually been playing the most, which I've actually got in the mail this week, is on the Wii, but I'm playing it through my Wii U, and that is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Yes. Obviously, it's the Wii port to where you actually use the Wiimote and nunchuck to do to substitute for the bongo drums or whatever, but the only bad thing that the game goes for is that you're going to be dealing with a lot more sore arms than sore hands when you're, smashing down on the bongo drums, because they don't have them in the Wii version because you'll be doing more waggling with your arms and they will tend to get sore. But from what I've been playing, just to get off of that complaint, it's just, I really like the direction of what they do. I think the game has a really good idea to make it unique and different from Donkey Kong Country. So, but it's kind of a shame that the game became a commercial failure, because I think it's probably on the same boat as Luigi's Mansion, where it kind of, it didn't really do that well in the first run, but as soon as time passed, the game became more popular. That's how I feel about Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, because I feel it is a very, very underrated title. And if they ever manage to bring in a new game within the series, I would definitely like them to, make a sequel out of it, to be quite frank. But, maybe do some things to kind of make it a bit more polished, kind of like what they did with Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon on the 3DS. But, other than that, that's all I've been playing. And that's all I've been playing, reading, and watching on my end. Lots of turtley power coming from me. I'm an avid.
I can see that.
Yeah, I'm an avid fan of the Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, I thought you would have kept going for another hour.
Oh yeah, I'm a very talkative person, especially for being a host.
I know that from firsthand.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, all right. I'm going to bring in another person. No, I'm just kidding. Now, what we're going to do is now we're going to take a break and come back with some pre-E3 discussion. Should be fun. See you
Pre-3.
Pre-3. See you on the other end of this break. You're going to hear some commercials. One of them is Doc's.
Yeah. I need some art to show off my ideas, but I can't break the bank.
Then you need to go to Fighter Xaos over at fighterxaos.deviantart.com. That's FIGHTERXAOS.deviantart.com, where he'll give you commissions at incredibly low prices. Well, alright, enough with the infomercial talk. I am Kaos, and I do draw, and I do commissions. And I do them very cheaply. That, however, is not a lie. I do pencil or black and white inked sketches for $8, flat colors for $3, and full color for $5. Those are one character sketches, no background, and if you want backgrounds, I only charge $2 extra to just add $2 to each of those, which I said, black and white, flat colors, full colors. And yeah, if you need some character design or something like that, you need an idea that you want to see sketched out first, and you don't want to spend too much money just to see that idea, come to me and I'll do that for you. Send me an email at trueikariwarriors@gmail.com. That's TRUEIKARIWARRIORS@gmail.com. Or send me a note on DeviantArt if you're already there. And that's all I gotta say. Hopefully I'll see you with some commissions. Leave me a copy.
In a world where vivid flashbacks can strike without warning. In a world where a submissive adolescent must pilot a giant humanoid robot to save humanity. In the same world where a two-legged quadruped can run leisurely at the speed of sound with the aid of jewelry. Only one podcast can discuss this with their sanity intact. And this is Not That Podcast. www.ssapodcast.com. The Ass Backwards Anime Podcast. Oh wait, I was supposed to use that voice in the beginning. Let's go again.
This is Budu from the Anime America podcast on YouTube. Please join us with your hosts Robin and Megan as we speak about all sorts of anime news, popularity contests, and shenanigans. Thank you, come again.
And we are back from the break. I'm sure you at least heard Doc's voice during that commercial twice.
Twice, actually.
Because he has his own commercial, and then I asked him to be at mine.
Pulling double duty for your break. It's like I never left.
He does a lot of work.
Yeah.
actually, like you do so much work. I'm wondering, like, if podcasting your career, like a career soldier, like.
I don't know, but it must say something that as we were recording, I was actually releasing another episode of my Gintama podcast. I'm always doing work.
I'll take that as a yes then.
Yeah.
It's not a career, but it's something that I do.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I know what you guys want to hear. It's our E3 predictions. Now, what I'm going to do is break it up. First thing we're going to talk about is the actual conferences, and that including Konami and Nintendo, even though they're not at E3.
No, they are at.
Kind of, but they are. Exactly. That's why I'm like, we'll just talk about it, so.
Yeah.
It counts.
Konami into awareness.
Alright, so, first part is the conferences. Now, I'm going to ask all you guys, there's probably going to be some talking over, but, just try and let each other finish, yada yada. Because I'm not going to go with each one, I'm just going to go with this topic breakdown, like I said. So, about the conferences, Konami, Sony, Nintendo, Xbox, EA, Ubisoft. What do you guys think is going to happen?
Well, who wants to go first?
Well, no, you guys can just discuss, but since
Chaos.
you're starting, Jeff, go ahead.
Well, in regards to Konami, I do assume chaos because of what we don't know about Metal Gear Solid 5. And with that recent tweet of David Hayter saying that he's excited for E3, that he hopes he doesn't lose his voice, why do people automatically assume that it's him relying to something in regards to MGS? It could relate to something else that he's probably working on. But then again, this is Kojima we're talking about, so it's most likely Metal Gear Solid related. But in all honesty, if I find out that he's returning as a voice of Solid Snake or as Naked Snake or whomever.
Big Boss.
Thank you. Why should I care? Naked Snake and Big Boss are the same thing. Anyways, what I'm basing it at, I'll be a little disappointed. Not the fact that he's returning. I could care less. It's just the fact of this ploy that Kojima and Hater have been pulling back and forth ever since last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind Kojima's, usual trollish, stuff that he does. It's just I think this instant would be going too far in that type of stuff he does. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But with Konami, see, that's the only thing I can think of. Konami, that's a sad thing. But then again,
Lords of Shadow 2.
Lords of Shadow. Thank you very much, Kyle. Yeah, Castlevania 2, Lords of Shadow 2. Developer Mercury Steam did confirm that this is going to be wrapping up the whole story in the Lords of Shadow universe.
Yes.
And I do like the fact. I really do like the engine. I like the implementations they're trying to add, and I do like the features they're trying to improve. Like from Red, that the cameras gonna be better, but if it's not gonna be in use, it's gonna go back to how it was in Lords of Shadow 1. So it's gonna be like a mixture of form and linear, like how Lords of Shadow 1 was.
Is it? Isn't the game going to have a bit more of a modern day vibe to it?
It's gonna be a mixture of sometime after Lords of Shadow 1 and the recent release of Mirror of Fate for the 3DS.
I know that, but I'm just relating back to the trailer that we've seen.
Yeah. From what I've seen too, it's gonna be like at some point you go back and forth from time, like from Dracula's youth to how he's portrayed from the spoiler warning from the epilogue that you saw in Lords of Shadow 1.
Mm-hmm.
I also think with sorry.
I would be shocked if they say it's going to take place in 1999 and Julius Belmont's going to be there with his ass.
I wouldn't mind, to be honest. I wouldn't mind.
That'd be a hell of a twist, though.
Yeah, that would. And then all fairness, Carl, you did bring up something relevant to the series, because that's one event we never seen in the series, whether we're talking about the original timeline or the rebooted timeline in Lords of Shadow. Like, we never saw that event actually happen, so it's possible.
Yeah.
But we really don't know anything else in regards to Konami. Like, we know
they're probably going to show another Pro Evolution Soccer.
Oh yeah, well that's a given.
In the Fox engine this time around.
Yep.
Yum.
I also think we didn't hear anything last year, I believe, but they were hinting at Contra. We never saw anything for that yet. I wonder if this will now be the time we finally see what that Contra hint was about.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Either if it's going to be the game that we were teased about or something completely new.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I don't mind trying something new, but I wonder what they could do to kind of surpass Hardcore Uprising that released in 2011, I think.
That was really good.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing you bring up too, because what about that 3DS game? Like, is that officially canon, or is that gonna be revived? Because the last thing I heard about that was E3 2011.
Which one? Zone of the Enders?
No, Contra.
Oh.
Like, is that officially dead, or is that gonna be revived this year? Like, I'm really curious, because I like to see a new Contra game. You know what I mean?
I do. I want to see a new Contra.
I'd like to see a new Zone of the Enders.
Yeah, I do, but too bad that they're not making one because of what happened with the PS3 port of the HD collection.
That was Konami ports in general this generation.
I really don't know what to think of Konami. It's just that ever since they started to be focused more on Metal Gear, Castlevania, Pro Evolution Soccer, and Silent Hill, it's just I kind of lost interest in them really quick.
I was just going to ask, how many franchises does Konami actually have compared to...
A lot.
Don't they also have Gradius and...
Yes, they have Gradius, Rocket Knight.
Which is what I want to see.
Yep. They also have... they have Mystic... they have Legend of the Mystical Ninja.
Yes, I want to do Legend of the Mystical Ninja, please.
Or it'd be nice, the virtual console releases of the N64 titles. I wouldn't mind that either.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Sure.
But yeah, it's just the only thing that we've seen in revival as of recently was Rocket Knight on the PSN and XBLA, and I love that game.
That was a good game.
Really good game.
Yes.
So what do you actually think is going to happen at this conference, which is...
Metal Gear, that's it.
Oh, it's obviously going to be Metal Gear centered, and I wouldn't be
Dance Revolution.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think I know what's going to happen.
I wouldn't be surprised if they announce a new Silent Hill, but probably showing off the Fox engine as well.
Dance Metal Gear, where you have Metal Gears dancing.
And Tak Fuji comes out and says, "Extreme."
So I guess what we're all saying is we don't expect too much.
No, in all honesty, and that's the sad thing too, because I remember back in the day, Konami was they're still a beloved third-party publisher and developer, but they were more respectful back then too. It's like the way I feel is just like these days they just don't care anymore.
I love them because of how well they made the line of Ninja Turtles games back then. Especially with Manhattan Project and Turtles in Time.
Oh, someone dropped.
Uh-oh.
But Doc, what do you think is going to happen before we move on to?
Honestly, I don't know. Besides Metal Gear, I think it'd be interesting if they throw a date. Maybe. So that's like the most I would expect. Other than that, it's just like they're going to just show more footage.
Yeah,
I think that's all we're gonna get off Konami. All right, the next conferences would be what? Ubisoft. Actually,
Microsoft.
But let's. You know what? What I want to do? Let's go to the third party guys, EA and Ubisoft.
Yeah.
What do you think? And we'll talk them as a twofer. Why not?
Okay.
What do you think they're gonna do? EA. Sports. I mean, Mirror's Edge 2. I hope. But then again, do you want it to be a Kinect game?
It's not that, but it's just I'm afraid that it's going to be exclusive to to the Xbox One.
That's what I was afraid of too after hearing it. That's why I'm like, Kinect. Oh yeah. Free running with your buddy. You want to get in shape? Run along this wall while the Kinect watches you.
Just follow
Expect
the
some
red.
injuries.
But we'll probably see. I would say from another thing from EA. I don't know, but maybe some it may be too early, but maybe some like a debut trailer for some of their Star Wars games that they're going to be working on.
Well, they did say they were going to talk about the Star Wars games at E3 this year, so it's possible.
Let's see. I definitely would love to see more information about Need for Speed Rivals.
Yeah.
That and but another game I would like to see from EA would be the sequel to Dante's Inferno.
Ooh.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, wouldn't they call it like Dante's Purgatorio because he would be in purgatory in the second book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, I don't know what else they're doing with that.
I know, but then again, Visceral, it's just EA's been having them on a chain with Dead Space, and look what they did with Dead Space 3 as of recent.
Also, I personally fucking hated Dante's Inferno.
Well, that's the thing. It's so derivative of every other third-person action beat-em-up person thing.
Yeah.
I think one thing, Ubisoft and EA, because now next generation is coming in, I think it would be great for them to kind of show off either like maybe possible new engines or new IPs if they have something next generation. I think now would be the best time than ever to really show off those new things they have planned.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm thinking Ubisoft would be busy like showing off the games they already talked about, like Watchdog and
Splinter Cell, Rayman Legends.
Yeah, true.
Probably a new Rabbids game.
Ubisoft is definitely going to talk more about Watch Dogs. I think that we get that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm going to throw this out there. What are the chances of Beyond Good and Evil 2?
Small.
Hey, I wouldn't mind, and they did say that the game is a next gen. It's a next gen game, so it's a possibility.
And it's Michael Ansell's next project after Rayman Legends.
The Rayman, yeah. Now would be as good a time as ever.
Yeah.
I'll start mentioning something about it.
But then again, also I predict from Ubisoft that they might show something new to the supposed sequel to Zombie U that they're working on.
Oh yeah.
I did not hear anything about that. That has me excited.
Yeah, but if there's one thing from EA that I would expect them to do at this year's E3 is to clear up all the BS that they've had towards Nintendo as of recent.
Yeah.
It's like, here's some Wii U titles. Sorry.
No, it's just the way they've been trying. It's just the way they've been treating Nintendo. It's just been completely asinine.
I don't know. I kind of see them as like, hey, look, we're busy trying to go beyond what we have capable, and Nintendo isn't going to cut it. I can see that from just a pure developer standpoint. But
well, I know that
it's really bad PR. That's all I'm saying.
It is bad PR, but it makes me wonder if that's what the developer actually thinks or the publisher actually thinks. Because if that's the case, then they're just more focused on not taking the time and money to trying to make games that are built around the hardware's capabilities and limitations. But it just seems like they're more focused on eye candy and just getting those games out quickly.
EA cares about that triple.
I mean, look what happened with Dragon Age 2 and especially Mass Effect 3.
That was a mess. Yeah, obviously, like EA is known for those AAA titles. They always bring out the summer blockbuster thing. I don't know if they want to pull back a bit. At least I don't know anytime soon. But
give me another Mutant League football and I'll shut up.
I agree.
I agree. 100%.
I'll probably get Mutant League Hockey and I'll shut up, but better.
Or if you want to compete with with the Road Rash spiritual successor, make another Road Rash.
Never
gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen. But I'm still looking forward to the spiritual
games
successor.
we want to play. Nah.
Yeah.
Well, is that all for EA and Ubisoft? That's why I decided.
Oh, and I suspect Ubisoft. I don't know. Maybe there might be a chance that they'll announce a new IP too.
That'd be great.
Ubisoft is probably the most likely.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I would love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ubisoft's been pretty good with showing off new stuff. Mm-hmm. And I definitely think we're going to see some really great stuff from Ubisoft.
Yeah, Ubisoft is one of those people that loves to give all platforms the benefit of the doubt. They're diverse. That's what I love about them.
They care about everyone.
Yes, exactly.
So, yeah, that's why I decided to do them together. I'm like, they're probably not that much with those two.
They have two very different business plans.
Oh yes, they do.
Yes.
Definitely. But
yeah. And talking about Ubisoft, who's decided that Aisha Taylor's coming back?
He's GMO.
Is it what?
In all honesty, I'm glad that she's come back. I just hope that this doesn't mean that also Tobuscus is coming back as co-host.
Yeah, I'm glad to see an actual human on these things.
Yeah,
exactly. All right, so who should we go with first? Nintendo,
Microsoft,
or Microsoft?
We're going in order.
All right.
Does Nintendo count?
Nintendo's
they're
counting
having
last
the same day. They're just not at the show floor, but they're
I
guess let's go with Doc. I'm really interested. Everybody else could talk about what do we think about Microsoft? What do you think they're gonna do?
I'm glad they got the quote boring stuff out of the way. Because
I took up issue with people saying that, but yeah.
They need to answer questions, like
they do
badly, like I'm not even like everything that people have raised since that last thing that they did. They have to answer all of that and games. That's it. That's literally it. Like
pretty much.
That's literally all I want right now.
Exactly.
Just because people are coming with knives. And they need to make sure, like, they have to blow us out of the water. It's like, here's some crack you're gonna love, like exclusive to the Xbox One, and that's still annoying to get used to. And hopefully minimize how many of those games are Kinect.
I would, what would make me buy it? Kinect doesn't have to be on.
That put a lid over the camera. I don't know.
How much you want to bet that the historic Rare IP is definitely going to be Killer Instinct, but it's going to have Kinect support?
You have to actually punch.
You have to punch. You have to make combo breakers.
Yes, do an ultra combo.
And you have to wave your arms and legs to do ultra combos.
Do an ultra combo, and it tells you exactly how to do it for
Well-
each and every 99 hit. Like,
The choices, realistically, I do agree with it being that property, Kill Instinct, or it could be another one that makes sense with
Perfect Dark.
Xbox. Yeah, the Xbox audience, which is Perfect Dark.
Banjo.
I wouldn't mind for Perfect Dark, honestly.
No.
you know what?
It does feel like it's home to an Xbox console. Now that I
And
think
if
about it.
anything, it kind of go full circle.
I
The,
think-
the launch being
I
the
think-
last Perfect Dark.
Me and Jeff
Yeah.
would love for that classic Rare IP to be Banjo 3.
I would have loved that.
But I'm gonna save that for when we get to Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
But as for what Xbox can bring, what can they bring besides Gears and Halo? Like those new IPs, like you said, how many do you predict will be Connect
I
out of 15?
Here's the thing.
probably 50%.
I
agree with
I
that.
would say little because, let's be frank, this is going to be a new console. This is going to be launching later this year. Who do you think is going to be the first ones to pick it up?
The fan base.
They already established
The actual core gamer.
core game. Yeah.
So I don't think they're actually going to throw all these Connect exclusive titles out this year at least. I think we'll
I
see
think
a little,
they will.
not a lot.
I could see one or like two at least.
Exactly.
I think actually, from what if the Xbox One reveal was any indication of the kind of direction they're possibly going to be going into this generation, I think they're going to go for more of the Xbox being this more than just a core gamer thing. They kind of seem to be going the way Nintendo did with the Wii, where they want to get everybody involved.
Yes.
You look at how much the Kinect is becoming such a bigger aspect of the system. The voice-activated things, the way it interacts with your TV. It seems like they want to get more of that. Anyone can play the Xbox One. Anyone can enjoy the Xbox One because it's not just a gaming platform. So I actually see a lot of Kinect stuff coming through this presentation, the E3. I think they're going to show a good amount of Kinect stuff.
It kind of makes me wonder about the price, though, because they're obviously going to have to announce a price.
They have
for
to.
release
They have to
date.
throw a price.
Yeah,
I'm
because
so
I have
worried.
this utter suspicion that the console may actually cost more than the PS4.
Oh,
I've
I've been feeling that way too.
Yeah, I've been feeling that for a while. But I'm thinking the idea they could also consider is different tiers, kind of like a. I think they were already trying out that whole subscription base, kind of like you pay like a reduced price for the box, and then every month a payment or so for it. Kind of akin to a cell phone or something.
It just makes me wonder why. I mean, I can understand why they want to give like the best online experience for people who play games online, but why? I mean, why is it in this day and age through them that you have to pay for that service? I'd rather have it for free since we're in a really tough spot within the economy right now.
Yeah,
I think that's why if they go more subsidized route with the way they're bringing it out, like if they literally throw you like, here is a $99 box and then you get to pay over time, that will look good on everyone. At least they're like, oh, that's at least a little bit more engaging. I wouldn't mind throwing the money down right now to get the box, and I'll be paying over the year. I think that's I'd like to. I guess that's the reason, because like it's economy's kind of crap, so that would be a good excuse to get people to try to get the box, because also it has all of these extra features that you're also possibly going to use because TV.
Oh boy.
If that $99 thing you're talking about, if that goes through, and which honestly sounds like a good idea, and if they incorporate, and if they incorporate not just, okay, here's whatever price tag you get this system, but also incorporates all the other Xbox Live stuff that comes with it, I think that's going to be a super smart move. But I kind of hope Microsoft actually does go in that direction. Because I hope that'd be like the linchpin that starts that, and like everyone else follows suit. I think it's a pretty great idea.
Well, yeah, obviously they're going to have to do a lot of explaining after what happened during the console reveal.
And that's the thing, like...
Alright, so go ahead, Jeff.
I was just going to say, like what you brought up, Jerry, with Xbox, it was a good thing that they got the board stuff out of the way, because the thing that we really care about with any of these E3 press events is that we care about just the games, but at the same time, we need to know what games are going to be coming out the first year at least.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So, in short, what is our predictions? Like, what do you think they're... What do we say that they're actually going to do on the stage?
I would say they're probably going to show off a debut trailer for Halo 5 for Xbox One.
Oh, yes.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
And it does make sense, too, because didn't they say that with the Xbox One, there's going to be lesser development cycles? Like I said, like 3 to 4 years, it's going to be like 1 to 2 years at best. So it does make sense.
Yeah, do that. Another thing, though, that I think they're going to do as well is that, we're still going to see a lot of the stuff that we always see at these Xbox conferences. We're going to see the sports bit with EA. We're going to see the Call of Duty. We're going to see,
obviously.
Yeah, no matter what, even though there's a new system coming out and we're going to have that information coming with that new system, it's still going to be your standard Xbox show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
And no matter what, that's what I think. Like last year's was the worst because it was nothing new. And even now here, that even though there is this brand new hardware coming through, this show is going to be the same. Nothing is going to. It's still going to be.
So basically,
same
we're all
song.
going to be bored.
How'd that thing go?
Same song and dance.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Go back
Or
to the first show that line is that. That's going to happen. Is all.
Mm-hmm.
If there is a
Basically,
change,
we're gonna
I'll
be
be
bored.
surprised.
Well, I'd rather be bored than scared that they're gonna.
Exactly.
Yeah, personally, I'm kind of indifferent since I'm not really that big a fan of Microsoft's products.
Well,
anyway.
neither am I.
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, it's not that, but it's just the vast majority of gamers in the West who prefer Xbox 360 more for their shooters and sports games.
Yeah.
Obviously.
All right, so we're already kind of going, so I'm just going to go on to Nintendo.
Ooh.
All right, what do you think Nintendo's going to do with their Nintendo Direct? What do you think they're actually going to talk about?
The new Mario game on the Wii U, obviously.
The opposite of Microsoft. Games.
I think they're going to talk... Yeah, exactly. I think they're going to talk about that. They're going to talk about that link to the past for 3DS.
No. The Direct that they have, it's going to be fully Wii U related.
Oh, no 3DS?
No 3DS. So they're probably going to be doing one for 3DS during E3, but just not for the Tuesday showing.
Well, all right. Then I think they're going to talk about Smash Brothers.
Yeah, Smash Brothers 4. Obviously, they're going to be showing off the first screenshots. Hopefully, the first debut trailer or something.
I'm hoping more of a trailer than screenshots.
Newcomer.
Pikmin 3, obviously, The Wonderful 101, and it is confirmed from Hideki Kamiya that Bayonetta 2 is going to appear in the Nintendo Direct.
Good.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Yes.
Great. See, more games like that. Well, how many of you think there's going to be a new peripheral for the Wii U?
Oh, obviously,
I'm hoping not.
Already?
And let's not also forget Retro Studios' new project.
That's the thing I wanted to bring up, because there was this rumor going on since last year saying that Nintendo was trying to get the rights back to Banjo-Kazooie. Now, if that's the case, I'm really hoping that if they got the rights back, that Rare's new game is in fact Banjo 3.
That would be that'd be a hell of a task to pull off, but I would definitely give him props for that if that's true.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Sure.
I mean, no disrespect to current Rare, but I would trust the Banjo IP more with Retro than Rare these days.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful 101, I think I mentioned that. New Super Luigi U, they're definitely going to announce more, because, well, they'd obviously have to do some final details because the DLC actually releases this month.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The year of Luigi.
Yes.
Yep.
Looking forward to that. And new Mario Kart on the Wii U, which, do you guys think it's that collaboration between the Mario Kart and Sonic and All-Stars Racing collaboration or whatever?
Be nice.
I'd be down with that. In a heart, I'd pick that up.
Actually, no. I would like to find out that if the third game was in fact a Mario Kart developed by Sumo Digital.
That'd be interesting. Oh, and we can't also forget about Sonic Lost World as well.
Oh yeah. Sonic Extreme.
And it kind of makes me wonder, if the third Sega game that Nintendo's partnering up with Sega turns out to be Shenmue 3.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
You know what?
Alright.
You know what happened to me on the stream.
You'll
Because
be
if
worse than John than he was in the E3 2010 with Kid Icarus, right?
Yeah.
Because if
Unlike
that's the
Kev,
case,
you have a seizure.
because if that's the case, you know that there's going to be many dedicated fans like that are going to go out and buy a Wii U just to play that game. That would be like a killer app for it.
Oh yeah.
Good. That's true.
My only problem with Nintendo, and one thing I hope that they really do go into more detail with this year, is I would love to see some new IPs from Nintendo. Like Wonderful
first
101
party?
looked great. Yeah, some first party new IPs. They've been kind of writing on this Zelda, Mario range for a while.
Well, there is the possibility we might learn more from Shigeru Miyamoto's new game that he's working on.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and I hope it's something, something fresh from.
It'd have to be. He said it's going to be a new IP.
It's good. I prefer that. Yeah, but I get you. We already have all this extra stuff that we've seen already, whether it be HD remakes or possible, next installments of already established franchises. That at this point it's like, hey, look, something new.
And now that you mention it, the other game that they're going to be talking about, X.
Oh yeah.
Monolith Soft's new RPG for the Wii U.
Oh.
Which people are suggesting is Xenoblade 2, but I'm just calling it Xeno as of right now. Because the X in Xenoblade Chronicles, that's the same type of font used for the name of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be something in relation towards that. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more what they have to say about that. And it's good to know that that game is getting a Western release, because after the critical success of that game in the United States, yeah, they would be out of their minds if, for them not to release that in the West. So definitely. Yeah, it will definitely make a lot of sense to bring it to the Western market. Oh, and speaking of new IP, Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem.
That's the opposite of new IP, but close enough.
Yeah.
The collaboration type of project.
Collaboration.
Well, I'd still say, even if it's a collaboration project, I'd still possibly consider it a new IP in a sense.
I want to see what this is about. Aside from they're saying what it is, I'm probably some footage, video, anything. Something what they explain what the hell it is.
I definitely would like to see some footage, some brand new footage, because the only thing that we've seen was that debut trailer, but nothing new, nothing in gameplay. So I think that's a possibility within the Nintendo Direct. Which, by the way, the Nintendo Direct that they're having during E3, it's going to be an hour long, so it's not going to be 35 or 37 minutes like they've been usually doing it. So
good. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Very good to know.
So I guess from what we can tell, that we're really excited for Nintendo this year, huh?
Yeah.
They have a lot of ground because they don't have to worry about hardware. They just need to focus on the games that they're presenting.
I agree. The thing is, I have no real wants for a Wii U right now, so I rather just aside from Bayonetta, I want something that I really want to really force me to get a Wii U. That's what I feel.
What are you not excited for the Wonderful 101?
Yeah,
because that looks pretty kick-ass.
I'm okay with it. I'm indifferent.
Oh, you're just indifferent? Okay.
Yes. I'll probably.
There'll be something different that'll be coming. Maybe there'll be something that will pique your interest sooner or later.
I haven't been high on Nintendo for a little while, so I just want to see what they're offering.
It's understandable. I mean, since how receptive, the reception people were towards the Wii itself, but hopefully that'll tend to change in due time. I mean, Wii U, it had a rocky start like the 3DS, but 3DS managed to make a comeback, so I do have faith in the company that they will make a comeback in due time.
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping for Nintendo to make a turnaround like they did with the 3DS.
Yes.
So it sounds like from what they're showing, we predict good stuff.
Really good stuff.
Yes.
But not 3DS stuff.
Hopefully good stuff.
Well, they will, but it's just it won't be a part of the Direct. Direct.
I don't have a Wii U, but I have a 3DS. I'm just.
I have a 3DS as well. I want to see something.
And to be fair, maybe like what they did last year's E3, having separate
conferences.
Wii U conferences and 3DS. I won't be surprised if they did that.
That goes.
Well, could it be that conference that both Miyamoto and Reggie are doing, or is that for the Wii U Direct?
See, that's the thing. It's just we really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll find out E3 week.
Oh yeah. Oh, one more thing. I think they also got to mention more about the Yarn Yoshi or Yoshi's Epic Yarn as well.
I think they will.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, all right.
Oh man, that game makes me feel all warm and fuzzy just looking at it.
Makes me looking forward to what we're going to talk about after we finish talking about the last
Oh,
conference,
Yes,
which is Sony.
Sony.
So, I assume we're going to see. I mean, definitely PS4 games, actual games,
yes.
The games are actually going to be, if not launch games, launch window games. They're going to show at least a couple.
I'm kind of interested to know about the new IP called Rain.
Yeah.
I was going to say I'm looking forward to more of Knack.
Yeah.
Oh, Knack. Yeah, that too. I wonder what the Final Fantasy game is going to be about. The one that they have for PS4.
Yes, Square Enix just came on during the thing. We're like, hey, we're going to have a game. See you at E3. Like, what is this? What is this Final Fantasy or Square Enix? Do you think Square Enix is going to have a whole new IP or just Final Fantasy?
No, here's
I'd
the
love
thing.
a new IP.
Yeah. The way I see it as this. With how long Versus 13's been in development, the way I see it happening is that instead of being Versus 13, they're going to say it's the next chronological title in the Final Fantasy main series, which it being 15 for the PlayStation 4.
I see.
I think as far away as 13 as Square Enix needs to get it this far away from 13. That was the thing. It happened. They should be sorry about it and just leave it. Versus 13's been in production for so long that if they are going to do a new Final Fantasy, it should not bear the 13 name at all. And I think that'd actually be a good first step to acknowledge it. This is a new thing. It's a new system. It's a new us. Now, the CEO had left, and apparently he was like a very big hand in what was going on with the 13 franchise. And I think now would be the best time for Square to just go, we're going fresh, guys. Let's shake things up.
But it also makes me wonder: is it going to be exclusive or to the PS4, or is it going to be multi-platform? Because we don't know about that either.
I think exclusive would be a good idea. That seems been doing them well in the past when it came to Final Fantasy stuff. 13, I understand, did not port very well to the 360.
Oh God, no.
No, it didn't.
So I think that's smart for Square to just, again, start fresh, look at the past mistakes of 13, and just look at all of 13 and go, oops, and not do anything like that, and just have a whole new fresh thing, go back to being an exclusive thing, and just fix the mistakes that were made.
They just need to take a 101 class lesson and look back at all of Hironobu Sakaguchi's work within Final Fantasy and see what actually made the games good.
Mm-hmm.
So Sony has a lot of first party. They have a lot of company developers that they have just for themselves. Which ones do you think will actually be ready for the PS4?
Infamous, obviously.
Definitely Infamous. Well, they did show that. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Obviously the new Killzone game.
Oh, Shadowfall or whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Which I stated, I'm not an FPS guy, but that impressed me.
I was very
I'm
very
a total
impressed
FPS guy.
impressed that there's color this time around.
For a little bit, then it turned gray and brown.
And orange.
That actually looked good to me. So
Yeah.
it's just too bad I get motion sickness.
Let's see. In terms of Sony, maybe, well, it might be too early to say, but I wonder if we'll probably see something new about what Naughty Dog could be working on next.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. They'll probably
Because obviously they are going to show a launch trailer for The Last of Us because it releases that Friday within the week of E3.
Yeah.
So.
Well, not that, but what about Quantic Dream? I mean, they did show off that creepy old dude on their tech demo.
Oh yeah, they got to be working on something.
Yeah.
Another old dude demo.
Totally.
Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain, old dude.
Gran Turismo 6.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo 6, they said...
PS3.
PS3, so I'm wondering.
They said that
But
there
then
may
again,
be a possibility that it could get a PS4 port.
Probably. So I guess if you want a PS4 game, I guess that game Drive Club is going to be the one that's made for PS4.
Oh,
That looks intense, that game, man.
Speaking of Sony, I hope we hear something new about The Last Guardian this year.
That a must.
I hope so.
That's a mandatory must.
Yes, that is a mandatory must because it's now suffering in the same fate as Versus 13, being the vaporware of a Japanese video game.
I should bring this up. A lot of people joke and complain about Duke Nukem Forever. Really?
Yeah, there's nothing quite there just yet. But I would love to hear something as well. That game looks fantastic.
Also, speaking of what they're going to show on Sony, I want to see actual. I think they'll show maybe an actual demo on how the sharing works.
Yeah.
And how the new PSN is going to look and act. Really, like an actual.
Well, they'll probably show the box too.
It's just with the new PSN. I just hope they make sure that Sony makes sure that the new PSN will be sophisticated it will be easier for the casuals to understand how to navigate through it.
Exactly.
Because that's why I feel that maybe one of the reasons why PS3 didn't work out well was because of the cross media bar, in a sense.
Yeah.
It was very confusing when trying to navigate through all those things where things can, certain apps certain things within the menu system were just jumbled up and it was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the PS Store needs to make a big overhaul.
Oh yeah.
I still don't understand why they felt the need to make it that graphic heavy.
That was crap, that redesign.
And no store updates, please. That's something like it happens every time when I go on when I go on the PS Store. It has to update.
Yeah, I think what Sony would really need to do is to go real heavy PS4 information at the beginning, get that right out the way, show all the new stuff coming out, and then once they get all the specs, price, all that down, just go, and now here's a waterfall of games, and just go in just extreme mode. Just, here's a game, here's a game, here's a game. It's like Oprah giving away fucking free cars. And
at this point,
you get a school.
Everyone looking at it, everyone has a PS4.
And let's hope that they clear some of the, some of the speculations and kind of, discontent from some people thinking that the PS4 is going to have that used game DRM like the Xbox One is supposedly having. But hopefully they come clear on that, as well as a release date and price. Because it's obviously going to be PS4 and Xbox One that are going to be head to head this Christmas. So
holiday.
How many of those waterfall of games are you think going to be exclusive to Sony? Because even though Microsoft said we have a bunch of exclusive IPs, I think Sony has a lot more, probably.
Oh, I think Sony definitely have a lot more.
Here's the thing,
especially if they're going to get on the indies good side. I'm pretty sure somebody needs to be like, here's our shit.
Exactly.
You don't need a publisher anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. But like I was trying to say, with Sony, if you guys don't recall, remember back at GDC around that time this year, with that picture of both Yu Suzuki and Mark Kearney from Sony, supposedly talking about Shenmue 3?
Yeah.
It could be exclusive PS4 for all we know.
Because Yu Suzuki was shown to be buddy-buddy with, just very recently, where he's talking with Sony people about it. And they're like,
well, would it be that, or would it be like a new Virtua Fighter?
I don't think that'd be exclusive.
No.
They wouldn't.
I see that IP be more multi-plat, to be honest.
Well, I guess it makes sense
but Virtua Fighter probably not,
because Virtua Fighter characters appeared in DOA 5, so I guess
even though it seems maybe Xbox One is actually no, we already said it's not as fighter game friendly this time around.
No.
At this point.
Oh yeah, that one Kinect game where you could actually be a fighter. Yeah, that was.
No, but for the people in the fighting game community are probably not going to be using it, because the which is weird, because the 360 was the fighting game players played. I mean, the system they played on.
Yeah, too bad the D-pad sucked ass.
Yeah, it did, but most which is
people,
true.
People usually have sticks anyway.
But because Capcom usually made a better port for 360, but it seems like this generation, it looks like the hardcore fighting game machine is probably PS4.
It could be a coin toss between the Wii U and the PlayStation 4.
What about the thing? Wii U the gamepad isn't really
But that's
game
that's the thing. I mean,
controller.
we really don't know what Nintendo's going to show at
And
E3 this year.
they can't have a wireless arcade stick or anything like that because those are banned.
Yeah, but there's hoping. You know what I mean, dude?
Well, there's hoping.
Probably PS4.
Yeah. Like, I can see where you're coming from. What I'm trying to say is I think the first is going to be PS4, then Wii U, and then less bomb scraping the bottom of the barrel Xbox One.
I agree with that, yeah.
And this is the
Probably
thing I
more
don't get.
people
Like,
play the
why?
Wii U than the Xbox One.
And just to bring up, why do people always say that, iOS is the next big thing in next gen, or PC? Those two shouldn't be involved in regards to consoles.
Yes.
Because consoles and PCs are completely different mediums.
Yes.
Sure. I guess.
And even iOS is a different medium.
I agree with that. I to a certain extent, I would probably say, like, at least in PC, I'd see it as more as like equal footing, at least that. But that's about it. As far as like what the target audience that they're going for, it's different to a certain extent.
And it's just with those apps that you can get on your iPhone and Android, they have no lasting appeal whatsoever, in my personal opinion.
Speaking of Android, Ouya is actually going to be at E3 this year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wow.
And they're not going to be inside the building though. They're having this setup that's going to, from what I understand, is going to be literally in the parking lot of E3.
Yeah.
And but they open to anybody, press or non-related press, whatever.
People who are outside.
Yeah, speaking of Ouya,
can't come in.
I hope they have some of those. I hope they fix some of those problems with that one launch for, I think, developers or for the Kickstarters or whatever, because I noticed that they complained about some of the things like the D-pad getting stuck. I hope they fix some of those flaws that were originally within the system, so that way it doesn't affect the being released to the public.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Kickstarter Ouyas were not good, and hopefully they fix that.
Well,
I just think it's kind of cool that it's going to be there. I think that's already a good step in the right direction.
So, I think we're just going to go with the next. These two will probably be done quicker since there's not much really on these. But now the next thing I'm just going to ask, this is simple. Just what do you think is going to be on the show floor after the press conference?
See, that's the thing. We don't even know what's going to be on the show floor.
Of course we don't know. It's what you think, man.
From Tecmo, we definitely know that the new Ninja Gaiden game, Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z, is going to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, from Capcom, Deep Down, obviously.
I have to show that off.
Hoping for Darkstalkers 4.
I'm guessing.
I'm
guessing some at least one or two PS4 games are going to be.
Namco. It might be a gamble, but maybe Tales of Exilia probably will be there, and hopefully, something new about Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
Yes,
right,
thank you for bringing that up, man. I'm really hoping we hear some news about that since we're going into a new generation. I'm really hoping it's a next generation game than say, like, we're still releasing it for... Actually, I shouldn't say that. It would be better if it was just ported to next gen and still be released for current gen 2.
That'd be a kind of a dick move on their part if they decided to go next gen for that.
Yeah.
I think we'll definitely see the new Batman Arkham Origins.
Oh,
yes.
Yes, this is making me all giddy.
And since Nintendo is actually going to be showing off the E3 games at Best Buys around America, I think a lot of the Nintendo games are going to be on the floor as well. Mm-hmm. If not, all of them.
Yeah. From Wii U to 3DS,
they're
definitely going to be playable.
Of course, they're going to play them on the floor if the presence is going to be.
Yeah, they said that they said that their presence is going to be more like that from what people saw them, what they saw them in PAX or whatever. The Penny Arcade Expo, how they were set up.
Which is such a smart move for Nintendo right now.
Oh, of course. I always said to myself this too, is that if you're going to have demos of the E3 stuff on the show floor and at Best Buys, then at least how like you do with the Nintendo Directs on the Wii U eShop for people at home. Can you at least not do that for having the demos that you have at E3 for the eShop for people to play at home as well? You know, just for a limited time, because they obviously want the same experience as for those who are going to E3. But then I read this article about somebody saying that, you know, the demos that they have at E3 are not, you know, don't even function all properly like what people would expect out of a demo. It's like, it doesn't matter. We just want to try them out.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. But what year did they show Silent Hill Downfall when they had it on the floor?
That was
so buggy.
I think that was 2010, dude.
Okay, I forget who it was. They're saying they're playing the game. They walked into a room and the floor didn't come up when the screen loaded, so he just started falling forever. And the guy who's selling the game at the floor is like, "Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. Let me restart. Sorry about that."
Speaking of Capcom, I want to know what that supposed Resident Evil game they're working on for Nintendo, whether if it's a remake of the past game or if it's something entirely different for the system. You know, based on that rumor we talked about on 4DS not too long ago, Jeff.
That's true, yeah.
We'll get to that. Don't worry. That's actually my next question after what you think it's on the floor. Doc.
Yo.
Anything in particular you think will be playable?
I don't know. I'm at this point. I don't know. I just kind of want to see what happens at this point.
That's true.
Just keeping an open mind.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an open mind. I have nothing like I have no horse to bet on right now as far as like what I want to get right now. But at this point, I'm just gonna wait it out, see what we got, and that's it.
Okay, no, that's
cool.
fair enough.
So is there's anything you want to add? I guess I'll go to that last question. Anything you want to add about what's on the floor, or no? Should I go?
Just go, dude.
All right.
I guess.
So, all right. Here's what we think about the rumors. Like, you know, Capcom is deep down actually a new IP. Is the Sega Spectrum a new console? Stuff like that.
I hope it is.
I would hope too, but realistically, I would see two things: Sega's own digital distribution service. Or if they really are keen on going back into the console market, I can't see it being in a home console. However, I could see it being a portable console because let's face it, there's really no competition in the portable console market besides obviously Nintendo and Sony. That's it.
Do you really think that's a good time now?
Well, it'd be better than them going into a home console. I mean, they don't have that much to finance for a home console, right?
Right.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, it's tough to fight right now. I think even Vita is, like, I don't know where Vita is. If anything, what I want to make sure that Sony, like, sells that, and this is not even, like, a knock on anyone, really. I'm trying to say that in the most positive light. They need to sell that like the Kinect. Like, this is necessary for the PS4, or at least something, because right now I'm kind of, like, I have a Vita. I like, it's fine, it's good, but there's nothing really that I find special of it. It's like, it's right now my Persona 4.
It lacks a killer app, basically.
Yeah, I mean, people argue that, there's a bunch of killer apps like Persona 4 and stuff that has already been released some time ago. I don't care about that. Like, I'd rather get something new. Like, Soul Sacrifice is a step in the right direction, but I feel like if probably, like, since at least Sony is trying to come up with like a more indie friendly environment, that maybe they could probably push people to try to make something for the Vita. Or I don't know. I like right now. That's the only thing that I kind of just want right now, and that's kind of why I'm like, even without that, I don't know what else that people want to make like another portable system for. That's why I'm like curious if they do decide it. If Vita's having an issue and 3DS is, so far it's been stable, as far as I know. I mean, they're getting like a lot of good titles like coming out in the future. So,
oh yeah,
I don't know.
If this Sega Spectrum thing is a new console, which I believe it's more arcade things, I know they still have a bit of a hand in that. I believe it's probably going to go more with that. But if they do a console, I think it would be cool for them, something like how there's a lot of these micro consoles coming out, like your Ouya's, your Game Pop, all that, but they all power off Android, but they're all relatively cheap. They're under $100. And you get, lower quality games in comparison to your big AAA titles, but they're cost efficient, and they're cost efficient for not just the developers, but for people who are broke like me. And I think it'd be smart that if they do want to go into a console business, don't compete against Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. Sega doesn't have the money or the opportunity or the ability to do that.
Right.
But I think it'd be cool for them to go in a micro console route. Here is a smaller console. You get spend $15-20 instead of 60, and you get yourself some smaller games, whatever. And I think if that's the direction they would go into, if this even does go through, I think that would be super smart.
So
I wonder how many of
it
those
sounds
games would,
like
I wonder how many of those games would be ports from the Sega Master System and the
A lot.
Sega Genesis, the Saturn, and Dreamcast. So
Everything.
it would basically be them going back to their old shtick with them re-releasing their back catalog with them saying, "Oh, look how cool we used to be."
It's
So,
a Game
pretty
Gear
much.
2.
No, but, so what I'm asking is, it sounds like they should go the SNK route.
Pretty
with
much.
Neo
Yeah, that's what I'm
Geo
thinking.
X.
Yeah.
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 It's the Nomad Extreme. And you
With a
need
big old
12
fucking
batteries for it to work.
As for random out there rumors,
And you can't use a 3DS on the Nomads. I mean, a 32X on the Nomad. So good try.
As for random out there rumors, do you have anything that you think would just... You could even be crazy with it. Like, oh, I don't know, Reggie Fils-Aimé is just going to blow up.
Blow up. That's it. He's going to blow up and in the middle of a Best Buy, killing thousands.
So he's a creeper essentially.
So
Yeah.
he
Oh, man,
should,
heaven
not only should he blow up, but like Big Trouble Little China style.
Hey, here's a crazy one. Resident Evil 2 remake for Wii U.
Yeah, there you
Sure.
go.
There you go. That's fine.
Never gonna happen, but I'm just saying.
No, that's what I said. Go crazy with it.
2 and 3. Fuck it.
Final Fantasy 6 and 7 remakes happening
Oh, man.
simultaneously.
Streets of Rage 4.
On the same disc.
I gotta go one. I gotta
What?
go one. Super Mario RPG 2.
Oh, make it
Kino's
happen.
Journey.
I think I can top that. Fucking Killer 7 too.
No, fuck that. I'll go even one step better beyond RPG. I'll have the Gino Mallow buddy cop movie directed by Michael Bay.
Gino
Take
Ma-
that, Spielberg. Your move, Microsoft.
The guy who plays Jerry Butler for Sony
Yeah.
comes out on stage.
Kevin
Shows-
Butler, you mean?
Kevin Butler, yeah.
Kev-
His real
No,
name is-
Gerard Butler comes out.
My name, yes,
Is-
my name's Kevin Butler, and I am related to Gerard Butler in a sense.
This is Sony, and then he just like kicks a dude. No, I was gonna say like he shows up, shows that his name is legally changed to Kevin Butler, and he proves that he is the president of Sony somehow.
No, his name would be Reggie Butler.
Oh, I got it. What's his name? The guy who made Fable.
Oh,
Oh,
Peter
Peter.
Molyneux.
Peter Molyneux comes
Molyneux.
out, announces Fable 4, and
Yeah,
all
you
it
are-
is a shooter.
For the Ouya.
It's an on-rail shooter like Fable the Journey. It's not on-rail bullshit.
Peter Molyneux comes out, just takes a whole bunch of like crazy pills, and just like pulls
Well-
a Curly from Three Stooges.
Well, this is Peter Molyneux we're talking about. So,
Yeah, it's not far fetched.
yeah.
Hideo Kojima says that Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes are indeed one game after all.
That's not crazy.
Exactly. That's the sad part.
Probably one of the most craziest things from Microsoft, reviving the Project Milo.
Valve comes out. Gabe Newell comes out. Says
Milo is Skynet.
they finally make a part 3 to a game.
Ricochet
And-
3.
Exactly. Ricochet 3.
Oh God.
Capcom comes out, says they're making Mega Man Legends,
3.
Never gonna happen.
and then it turns out it's just for like cell phones.
It's Mega Man X Legends.
Konami coming out and announcing a new Suikoden for once. Please. Not gonna happen.
Konami saying Suikoden 2 is available on PlayStation Store.
Please! Make it happen!
I gotta
real.
go one. I gotta go one. Capcom announces that they got Cliff Bleszinski to make Resident Evil.
Actually,
That would actually make sense.
That would make sense. Yeah, it would.
Like,
You'd be the one guy who would
if
try to
they're going to
transition
go
that
the
shit.
route they're going in 6, might as well.
But see, that's the
Cliffy
thing. That's never going to happen because Capcom's not that smart.
And Cliffy B, I don't know if he wants to do anything.
SNK comes out, announces a Neo Geo after all these years. Randomly,
We're the
we got a
console
new
market again.
console. It's gonna how much it's gonna cost?
We're more financially
1,000
stable than Sega. That's why we can do it.
Yes.
$1,000, and each game is $300.
They bought the Mugen engine, and now all of their fighting games are going to be in one.
Yes.
You get to play as Goku. You get to play as Liu Kang. All of it in one game.
That would rock.
No, you know
Oh,
what's
wow.
awesome? Super Smash Bros. Developed by NetherRealm.
Sure.
One that would never happen.
That would be such a fucking mess.
One that would never happen because of all the licensing issues. And only I would care about is Super Robot Wars, like a proper Super Robot Wars coming out in America.
Blizzard coming out and announcing that they're making a sequel to Death and Return of Superman and Justice League Task Force.
Oh God! I just thought a really bad one. You said Death and another game with Death in its name came in my head. I don't know why. Namco comes out on stage, announces Death by Degrees 2.
No. Since you mentioned the word deaf, technically, they come out and announce Never Dead 2.
Capcom coming out to announce Final Fight Streetwise 2.
Oh God! I would just throw myself out my building. Like,
Fighting Jam 2.
I would hang myself if that was announced.
all right.
Sega coming out announcing a sequel to Sonic 06.
Sega coming out and releasing another sequel to Sonic the Fighters.
Fucking A, totally.
A cool
Sega
one. A
coming
cool
out
one
and
by
announcing
Sega would be
Sega coming out and announcing a sequel to Sonic Labyrinth.
a cool
maybe
one
not
by
as cool.
Sega would be Fighting Vipers. They just came out a new Fighting Vipers. Like,
New
yeah,
Fighting Vipers? Yeah. I don't know.
you get to play as fake JoJo. Yeah.
Sega coming out and announcing a sequel to Golden Axe Beast Rider.
Oh,
Actually, I legit want
People would
the
die.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game to come out over here.
Oh yeah, All Star Battle. Yeah.
Super
that would
legit.
be a cool one. Namco said, "Yeah, we noticed that people like JoJo's. We'll bring it over here."
Namco coming out and announcing a sequel to the Splatterhouse reboot.
That would
gonna happen.
love
Wow,
that. Yeah.
forgot that game.
I love that.
Love that game.
Jeff,
I love it too, but it's never going to happen.
Jeff's hope in humanity would return if that was the case.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Jerry.
Well, we could go all day with this, but you
Yeah.
know what's funny, Jeff? Before
What?
we close out, we got some feedback, right?
Yeah.
Funny thing is, they only came to you. But
Really?
There was Dalo, there was a guy calling himself PlayStation Plus, and Nick doesn't really have anything. He just says, "My body is so ready."
You.
That is all Nick Enigma Extreme had to say. But what Dalo had to say in our feedback section at 16-bit Jeff, he said, "I feel that this gen will be decided at E3. Everything is riding on this E3. The stakes are very high. I want Freedom Wars info." I think Freedom Wars is Japan only, so
Yeah.
they probably won't talk about it.
But he does bring up a valid and open-minded opinion that I think all of us should have. It's just like, it's not really it's going to be Sony's show. It's going to be not going to be Microsoft's show nor Nintendo. It's going to be all three. All three have the chance to be the king of E3 this year. They all do, because it's equal footing due to the fact that, you know, both Sony and Microsoft are going to fully unveil the new consoles respectively, and Nintendo, this is going to be the first full year of showing off the Wii U.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
No, I just said, because I agree with him.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
No, none.
All right. The other feedback that Jeff got was from a user named PlayNation Plus. I get it. He has a two-part that he said to Jeff. He said,
Oh, really?
He said, at 16-bit Jeff, Sony is gonna kill it. Nintendo's absence still a mystery, whether or not it will be a good move for them or not. Microsoft will talk about watching TV on your TV. That's all he had to say.
And if you say go home, and if our 360s turn out to go home, we're going to be so mad at you.
No, so it's just I can see where he's come from Xbox, but from the lovely response they got from last Tuesday's event and them backpedaling saying that, yeah, we're only going to show games and we are listing, I don't think that's going to be the case in all honesty.
Probably not.
I think they realized, oh yeah, we've really screwed up.
Yeah.
In all fairness.
Mm-hmm.
Here's something I still think about Nintendo. Like I don't think they're gonna do bad at all.
No.
But I still wish they'd do this whole we're not even gonna do our press conference at E3 until next year. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it would have been smarter to do it next year.
This year is more of an experiment to see if it see if this new direction works or not.
Well, that's the thing. It's just like this year they're really confident in their Wii U, and this is the first full year. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like this is the first full year. I think it would be beneficial if they were at E3.
Yeah.
On the same footing, because I can understand. Don't get me wrong. I understand why they did that, because they feel like they're going to be overshadowed by both Sony and Microsoft showing off the new tech. That's understandable, but at the same time, if they announce like the big names of gaming from their beloved back catalog, like a new Mario or a new Zelda, I mean, who do you think is going to have more of the, have more of the big headline news? In all
Probably
fairness,
Nintendo.
Exactly. Like the way I'm getting
I agree with you, Jeff, completely.
And this is the thing I don't get. Like, I don't mind this being for future E3s. It's just I think this was the bad choice for them. I get it why they're doing it, but at the same time, it's just like I think the choice was not the right move. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and he dropped right after that, but it's okay. We're finishing.
No.
And you guys got any final thoughts, and then I'll move the plug-in. Any final thoughts?
I'd say this year is definitely going to be a very interesting E3 for sure. Probably one that I would say it's going to be more appreciative than last year, because last year was very underwhelming in comparison. Yeah. So I think there's going to be a lot of fixture this year in terms of what everybody has to show. But I'm not saying that there's a possibility that things will falter, but I'm just hoping that this year is actually going to be more more surprising, because I'd rather be filled with surprises rather than just kind of, be on a whim and be like, oh, we already knew about this, so I want something entirely new. Mm. So hopefully there's a bit more surprise, because because as I've been saying, last time I was fully surprised was back in 2010 with Nintendo's press conference. Lots of things we didn't know about. Very surprised, like Donkey Kong Country Returns. Yeah,
I agree with you, Kyle, because this is I've been talking to Jerry and Steve, and especially you, Kyle, about this before we even recorded, like last week. This is like the first E3 I've been excited since 2010. Like, granted, that year, Microsoft was great until they showed off the Kinect for the first time. Sony was on footing; they were 50-50. Nintendo was freaking phenomenal that year. Mm-hmm. This year, this is I think the reason why all of us are excited is obviously because this is the start of a new generation. Technically, I would say it technically kind of did start last year with the Wii U, because it is a new piece of hardware.
Well, of course.
But I'm saying in all footing, like all three competitors, like battling out, this is going to be the first time that we're going to see competition from all three. And I'm really eager to anticipate to see like the games we don't even know about.
Well, I just really hope the consumers will have more of an open mind rather than just be so lenient towards one than the other. But probably that's not going to happen.
This is our gamers we're talking about.
I know that when it comes to gamers, they can all take the benefit of the doubt, kind of like Ubisoft does.
Okay. I mean, in all fairness, for all we know, Microsoft can turn this whole negativity around like that happened with last Tuesday's event. I'm hoping that they do that because, and this is the thing. A lot of people like to say that Nintendo's going on it for stupid reasons.
Oh, Sony, that just pisses me off. I'm just saying that just pisses me. It just every time whenever somebody brings up a doom and gloom article about Nintendo, it just pisses me off, because whenever something bad happens from both Microsoft and Sony, those journalists tend to shrug it off and they'll be like, "Oh, they'll be okay." It's like, no, you got to give all competitors the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly, but it's just like out of all the competition that looks like it could go under. I hate to say this, but Sony, due to the fact of the financial issues they've been having recently. But that's the bad thing. If any go under, whether it be Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony, that is going to be a bad impact on the industry.
Oh, of course.
I'm really hoping neither of them go under because, I mean, look what happened to Sega. I mean, yeah, it wasn't that detrimental, but it did bring some negativity to the industry for quite a while.
Well,
it did.
Okay, I'm going to have to cut in just to ask.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Doc and Steve, you guys
Yes.
have your final thoughts as well?
I'm super excited for this year because there's so much new stuff coming out in terms of at least Microsoft and Sony. We have the new systems coming out. We can get some fresh new IPs. We can get some new technology. And I just hope that this is now, they've learned from the mistakes of this generation and they can go into this and put a good taste in everybody's mouth saying this is something new. We're going to make some things better. And hopefully, we learn from the sins of our past. And I really hope that this is more than anything the right time for Nintendo to really pick up steam for the Wii U, because so far that looks like the next gen system is going to pick up, and I hope Sega's going back in the console race. I hope they come back.
We
That's what I got.
I just want some cool games, bro. That's it. That's literally like I'm excited. I think that's just it. Like, since we're in this new generation now, that I just want to see what they have now. It's infinite possibilities right now. That's I'm trying to keep positive about Microsoft and what they're doing with it, and I can see why it's good, why it's not good, but whatever. I'm not going to buy it right now. I'll buy it eventually, maybe. Who knows? But no, as far as E3 is concerned, bring it on. That's all I can say.
I feel you. I think that's the healthiest attitude. It's like, remember, it's about the games. Whatever counts, it's about the games, and hopefully we see some cool ones.
Yep.
Remember that, Microsoft.
Definitely.
Remember that. Just, I know. I should wait till E3. But all right, that's all we got. Thanks again for listening to us for our E3 predictions. We'll just let y'all plug. Doc, what do you want people to check out? I know, of course, you've got an SSA podcast, but
right now, I literally just released an episode of Just Against Summer Podcast. You can find that over at gensamapodcast.com. Talking about the latest manga chapters and what we did while we're at Anime Boston. Then
you have pictures, right?
There's some pictures on our Facebook account, facebook.com/Gensama Podcast. You can also follow the Twitter at Gensama Podcast. And the main show, which is the flagship show, the Asperger's Anime Podcast, you can find that over at ssaapodcast.com. And follow me on Twitter at SSAA Podcast. I say things that mean nothing. Also anime and manga and whatever. That's it.
All right. Steve.
You can find my project under Polaris, facebook.com/pages/under Polaris. This will also show you where you can find our demo disc, which is called Demo Disc, on Bandcamp. You can find our Twitter, and keep up to date with our shows, whenever we release new songs, and the new stuff that we have coming down the pipeline. That's all I got.
All right, then Jeff.
Besides this podcast, you can look the return of my podcast, Next Gen Podcast, along with Steven Lajr. Later tonight, we're going to record it, and hopefully it should be up by tomorrow.
Awesome.
Besides that, you can also hear my wonderful voice on the 4DS Audio Podcast featuring Double RPG. And that's it for now, at least.
All right. Kyle?
Oh, you didn't forget me this time. Good. But no, in all seriousness, though, be sure you check out my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/double-RPG reviews. That's RRPG in caps, and then, the rest of the letters are under caps for the word review. Reviews or whatever. But yeah, you'll find my video reviews of games as well as Let's Plays, and the episodes of the TMNT show that's on Nickelodeon. Be sure you check those out. Also, be sure to check out check out my preview of The Last of Us over at gotgame.com. It's really good, and I hope that what I written up will endorse you guys to purchase the game when it comes out on the 14th of June. Also, be sure you come to Got Game as well every week when we do an episode of the 40S podcast. And we have a lot of ground to cover with E3 this year coming on my podcast as well. So be sure you check us up on that. Also, I'd like to give one more plug, and it's to two Kickstarter projects. They are known as A Hat in Time, which is supposed to be a collectathon based on Super Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64, and The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker in terms of its graphical presentation. Be sure you check that out. It's already met its Kickstarter goal, but there's lots of stretch goals that are going on and about. And also be sure to go to Kickstarter to check out the Kickstarter campaign for Doug TenNapel's new game that he's working on called Armacrog, which is supposed to be a spiritual successor to Neverhood. And if those of you who don't know Doug TenNaple, he is the creator of Earthworm Jim. So yeah, be sure you go check that out as well. Yeah, this is Double RPG, and it was great to be on the ikaricast again, and I hope to come back here sometime in the future. But anyway.
You're more than welcome,
Probably
man.
see you next week.
Promise. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We have to talk about that.
Yeah, the live streams.
Well, all right. Lastly, for me, check out the ikaricast right here on iTunes and on RVT Entertainment and on the ikaricast. That's ikaricast.blogspot.com. Follow me on Twitter at ikariradio, IKARIRADIO. Go to my DeviantArt for some cheap commissions, would you? FIGHTERXAOS.deviantart.com. Go to youtube.com/thegameriffers, which features me and Jeff and Kyle over here.
Yep.
And also check out youtube.com/BradBurnsRival, which is where I have my stuff that's only me, like Pokemon, which is actually not only me anymore. And I think that's all. I usually forget something. Seraph usually reminds me if I do, but he's not here, so I hope I got everything.
Well, what about our podcasts being posted on somewhere else?
Which one?
This podcast being posted on YouTube?
That's the Game Riffers.
Yes.
Yes, and the 40S podcast as well.
Yes. Go to you. Yeah, not only we see Let's Plays, you'll see our podcast there. There you go.
Yeah.
Because our Let's Plays are kind of halted.
On hiatus at the moment.
Not stopped. Just, like Jeff said, hiatus.
Yeah.
And I think that's all. Again, like I said, Seraph would be here. He'd be correcting me, but oh well. I just hope I got it all.
I think you're good.
All right, then, with that said, there's only 2 words left for me to say. Nimyo. Kanyo.
But football in the groin had a football in the groin.